Hello again, everybody. Uh, there's much to talk about, so let's get right into it. As of now, as far as moving goes, I'm mostly moved in. Um, I honestly will probably end up. I work today, um, but I'll end up probably finishing everything tomorrow, which is exciting. So uh, we'll see how that goes. It's really quiet at my apartment, so I'm a little nervous about videos, but that's a hurdle that we'll jump when we get there. As for other things, I wanted this video to talk. I wanted to try and be more positive this video because I feel like most of the time when I talk about my life or like work, it kind of ends up with me just complaining a lot, and I don't. I know that's not like the positivity or things like that I want to. It's just not what I want this channel to be about. Although this channel is already not what at all I thought it would be, so which isn't a bad thing. Just you know, yeah. So the other last week I had a huge crash out because work was just too much, and I think I just hit an emotional limit, and I just kind of didn't speak for a few days. I don't remember what I said in my last video, so I might recap a little bit of stuff, but for the highlights, yeah, I didn't talk to anybody for a few days. I just kind of moped, didn't play games, didn't watch movies, didn't listen to music. I literally just laid on the couch and just zoned out. Um, After getting through that phase, um, I kind of just realized, I don't know. Well, here's what I realized. So there was a few, like maybe a week between me coming out of that kind of phase and then FanX, the Salt Lake Comic Con happening. Um, I didn't think I was going to go this year, but then, sorry, I got a work text that I shouldn't read right now. Anyway, I wasn't going to go this year, but I figured might as, or so I figured whatever. But then my dad got free tickets for me. He won them, I think, something like that. And then he told me about them. I couldn't get off work, so I only went for like the second half of each day. But I had fun, and I had more fun at FanX than I think I've had in since like high school because I've been going for like 11 years now, I think. The first one I went to was Fantasy Con, which only happened once, and it was the one with the big purple dragon. I don't know if people would remember it, but yeah, I did Fantasy Con and then FanX after that. And FanX has been fun. Going with friends is very nostalgic, and that's really the main reason why I go is to just live the nostalgia of going with friends. But this year, none of the people that I usually go with went, and so it was. And I don't know how to like proceed from here. I think okay. Here's how. Okay, so when you go to things like FanX, the goal, like it's like the point of the thing is to celebrate things that make you excited, like nerd stuff, I guess specifically. Like like a lot of older people probably go because like they grew up watching, like they have a lot of vintage movies at Comic Con. They have a lot of new stuff. People dress up. It's just like it's a place to go to celebrate things that you're passionate about. And I don't think that message actually really clicked with me until this last time that I went, like last week, where it actually was a huge impact on me. Because I think between just kind of being generally in a bad kind of mental health state, but also, especially just with work being horrible and having a super stressful job, I think I've just, like, my soul, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of me has kind of been lost because there hasn't been really enough energy or time to focus on it. Something like that. But going to this kind of reminded me that it's actually like those things that I was like even unintentionally like cutting out, you know, are actually the things that are the reason why we should try and like why we should push and be here. I went to anyone that knows like is a Star Wars fan probably will know the name Pablo Hidalgo. He had a panel. It was the last panel that I went to. That was he had a panel that was about. It was like a 20-year anniversary for Revenge of the Sith. So he just talked about the behind-the-scenes Revenge of the Sith pictures that he took. But apparently, I've never been revealed before. And it just like. It was just a weird mix of emotions, right? Because like when Revenge of the Sith came out, that's like this is a whole different video I want to make. But like Star Wars was just different when the prequels were coming out, like before Disney got it. It was just different. I'm not saying it was better, but it was different. I preferred it, but being in the panel kind of like Revenge of the Sith being my favorite movie and like favorite story, and then also just being surrounded by a whole bunch of people that loved Revenge of the Sith and like were there because they cared about it, and like seeing pictures from behind the scenes that I've never seen before, because at this point I've seen practically every revealed picture of Revenge of the Sith that there is, and like clip and whatever, but it's like it just I mean it made me feel like I was walking into my childhood, which in of itself is cool and like something that's like of note. But more than that, by walking into my childhood again, I was feeling feelings that I didn't know I still could feel. Certainly feelings that I just hadn't felt for like years at this point, probably, especially not within the last like since I started this job. And I don't know, it was those feelings that kind of just like bolstered my endurance, I guess you could say, like emotionally. Like it made me be like, oh yeah, like this is something I'm excited about. Like I love this stuff. I used to like this used to be a huge focus in my life and like a place of comfort for me. And then it was like, and then you can kind of I guess see like how that kind of branched out into other like feelings and like realizations and like and not even new realizations, just reminders of old things that I knew but forgot. And I don't know, it was just really nice. And then yesterday I was moving and my boss asked me if I could come and cover the last couple hours of her shift, and I did, and it ended up being bad because of bullying. Like some students were bullying another student, and there was a lot of yelling and a lot of swearing and a lot of just students being assholes and whatever. And so it was like a really stressful time. And then as I was leaving, I kind of realized like, wait a sec, like this doesn't have to stress me out necessarily. Like I can leave work and then focus back on like those other feelings, like Revenge of the Sith, and like just like even now like on a thing above there's something that shows pictures, and one of them was a picture we took at Disneyland of just like DuckTales characters, and even just seeing that I'm like I don't know, these are the stories that like were supposed to shape my perception, right? Like there's hard stuff in life you have to do, and there's stressful stuff in life you have to do, but there's also like that doesn't have to be the focus of it. Like you can live a life where you have like adventure and fun and creativity and imagination, and like that's the focus. And I don't know, and these are the thoughts that are kind of going through my head right now. And like certainly I don't like my job still. It's still crazy stressful, and I still would love to not have this job. But I think now the difference is, instead of just being depressed that I'm stuck here and trying to mad scramble to find something else, it's more like now I'm I'm still wanting to find something else, and I still want to do something creative, which is another thing I found out or was reminded of at Comic-Con, that like it's possible to have a job where you are creative or few, and like I want that. That's the literal dream. But anyway, the other thing is like, stop rushing from things because they're hard, right? Like, this job isn't just hard, it's draining and stressful, and I think it's just actually unhealthy for me. But I want to, instead of having a mentality of I hate work and I have to go into it every day and I can't wait for a new job to come along, I want to try and shift that more to having a mentality that's like, this is like practice for me to be able to like moderate my emotions, regulate my emotions and thoughts, and to be able to separate myself from things that give me anxiety. And even like while I'm at work, not even just like when I leave work, like shut that off, just like while I'm at work. Like if a student is yelling and swearing at me, or just trying to misbehave, or threatening, whatever, like I want the thought process to be like this isn't like this isn't the focus of my life. Like these stressful moments that are hard and frustrating are not like, these are not my life. These are things I have to deal with because of a circumstance, and it's a temporary circumstance. But what I focus on is what I choose to like be living. Yeah, and I think that's kind of that's where I'm at with that. I think that's the idea. So yeah, I don't know if any of that made sense. I don't even know if any of that's healthy, but it's kind of where I'm at, and it's baby steps, because even if that's not necessarily the healthiest mindset, it's definitely more healthy than where I've been mentally. So, but it's an exciting prospect, and I already feel like I've been able to make some like work with it. Um, yeah, and obviously the goal is to like just pursue things artistically that interest me. Like YouTube obviously is a good one. Drawing interests me, photography, film, like these all interest me. And these are the things that like I want to be the full focus of my life. Like the things that like I wake up and am excited to do, and I get paid to do it. I can support myself from it. I can support maybe eventually a family from it, but that's like, not an thought. But like just like I want to be that person, So that's the goal. That's the motivation. And if that ever does happen, it's because of people like you who stuck around and watched. And the video I uploaded a couple weeks ago got such a positive response. Like it still is like so touching, and so I appreciate everybody that's here. And whether or not you subscribe, leave a comment, like whatever, I just appreciate the time of watching this and at least hearing out thoughts, even if you disagree with them. So thank you. I think that's it. I'm just going to ramble at this point, so I'll head out. But thank you all. I appreciate you all. And I'll see you in the next one.